Trump's bold move, cutting federal funding for PBS and NPR. In a surprising turn of events, President Donald Trump has taken a decisive step to cut federal funding for public broadcasting, specifically targeting PBS and NPR. On Thursday, he signed an executive order that claims these beloved institutions are spreading what he calls radical, woke propaganda under the guise of news reporting. This order directs the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and other federal agencies to halt all federal financial support for these networks and to eliminate any indirect public funding they might receive. This latest action is part of a broader strategy by Trump and his administration to exert control over organizations that they believe do not align with their views. Since taking office, Trump has made headlines for his aggressive approach, which includes removing leaders from various cultural institutions, placing staff on administrative leave, and slashing hundreds of millions of dollars in funding for artists, libraries, museums, and theaters. Notably, he has also threatened to withhold federal research and education funds from universities unless they dismantle diversity programs that he finds objectionable. PBS and NPR, which collectively receive around $500 million in public funding through the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, have been bracing for potential cuts ever since Trump's election. The criticism from Republican lawmakers regarding these networks has been ongoing, and now it seems the administration is ready to act. Paula Kerger, the CEO and president of PBS, expressed her concerns about the impact of these funding cuts. In a recent statement, she emphasized that the Trump administration's efforts to rescind public media funding would significantly disrupt the vital services that PBS and local member stations provide to the American public. "There's nothing more American than PBS," she stated, highlighting the bipartisan support that has historically allowed these organizations to thrive. She pointed out that this public-private partnership is crucial for preparing millions of children for success in school and life, while also delivering high-quality, enriching programming. In a dramatic twist, just this week, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting filed a lawsuit against Trump, challenging his authority to dismiss 3 members of its 5-person board. The lawsuit argues that his actions exceed his presidential powers and threaten the board's ability to function effectively. Adding to the tension, the White House recently announced plans to ask Congress to rescind funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting as part of a larger $9.1 billion budget cut proposal. Although this package has not yet reached Capitol Hill, it signals a clear intent to reshape the landscape of public media funding. This move against PBS and NPR is occurring alongside efforts to dismantle the U.S. Agency for Global Media, which oversees outlets like Voice of America and Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. These organizations were established to promote independent journalism in countries where press freedom is restricted. However, they have faced legal challenges as federal courts have ruled that the Trump administration may have overstepped its authority in withholding funds that Congress has allocated to these outlets. As the situation unfolds, the future of public broadcasting in America hangs in the balance, raising questions about the role of government in supporting independent media and the potential consequences for journalism as a whole.